This video is for entering an invoice against a purchase order. Remember, purchase orders are located under construction agreements. And I will go to contract and procurement, construction invoicing. When I select create, I have two options: an invoice, which would be for the purchase order, or an SBP 7.2, which is the state invoice form used for construction agreements. I will select invoice for a purchase order. We'll open a copy of the invoice so that I can see the information to help me fill out my unifier form. Our invoice number, 4613. Have an invoice date of October 15th. I can navigate to the correct year by selecting the year, and I can move more quickly by clicking on the month and going to October, rather than using the arrow keys left and right. It's October 15th. Want to select the contract I'm invoicing against. In this case, it's Cantor. Before I attach it, since I have the invoice open, I will go to cost line items. And by selecting add, I will bring up all the line items currently associated with this agreement. I have an original agreement and two change orders at this point in time. This is our first invoice, and we'll invoice against the first line item, $734.63. We'll look at the requested this period total and confirm that it equals the invoice. I can safely click save. We also want to make sure there is no retainage on this particular purchase order. Then I can go back to the invoice tab and attach by selecting browse. I can either go to a folder on my desktop, or I can drag the file into the window. Now that I've attached it, I can say, yes, I've attached, select send, and this will go to the project manager for confirmation that it is correct. As a project manager, go to my task manager, look at my open tasks. Look under construction invoicing to find the one in question. I can review by downloading the document and checking that I agree with what's being billed. Or I can just view by double-clicking the record here. View does come up a little small. I can zoom in, and I can also navigate to additional pages. Once I'm done, close the window. I can accept the task. I've agreed that it is correct. So I can select send and send it to the project coordinator for signature in DocuSign. So as project coordinator, I may be on my home screen in my home task list. And I'm going to focus on invoicing today. So I will look at construction invoicing, probably, and professional invoicing. Our practice from Cantor is right here, so I will double click to open it. I will download the attachment, route through DocuSign. When it comes back from DocuSign, I can then reopen this task, select accept. and replace this unsigned copy with the signed copy by selecting the gear icon, revise, the gear icon again so I can browse to the correct folder. In this case, it's Cantor. I have my DocuSign copies here. I have followed the naming convention of the acronym, invoice number, and dollar value. I can select upload, and now I have the signed copy. If I want to confirm, I may be doing a lot of invoicing for the day, and I do want to make sure I have attached the correct signed copy on the correct project from the correct vendor. And yes, I have. I can then safely select send. In case I have forgotten to answer the question, Unifier will let me know. I just need to click outside of that box. They've highlighted the question I didn't answer, and then I can select send again. We had success. I'm approving it, and it goes automatically to FM accounting. This is a practice project, so I will not send this to FM accounting. They do not need practice emails. And I have completed the first invoice on this project. I can look at the budget and funding sheet, go to cost sheet, double click to open. I will minimize to help navigate more easily. Go to construction, expand construction. This was a furnishings item, so here's furnishings. I can look at my actuals column, click on this hyperlink, and it will show the invoices that have occurred to date on this dollar value. This opens truncated. I'm going to click the 4 arrows to expand the full information, and then I can click back on the 4 arrows to retain the split screen. You'll see it says 3 invoice line items, all for the same invoice. If you remember, we had our original agreement and 2 change orders. And so the amount of this invoice was against the original agreement line item.